Yeah, buddy. All right, man. This episode, I kind of started the same way every time. That's funny. Episode 11, baby. We here.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm
Here
saying?
we are.
We just dropped episode 9 today. Dropped episode 8 last week. We on a roll a little bit.
We
And
got 10 on the back end.
We got 10 in the bag. So we're going to catch up, right? We want to probably release episode 10 this week sometime. And then release this episode right after. We might even do like a 2 in a day or something. I mean, or like maybe, back, like maybe wait a day in between. Not much, but we want to catch up a little bit so we can be on a good timeline. So when we're, people are watching it and we're talking about recent stuff, it kind of lines up. So, yeah, man, so exciting. Today, we've in, what was it? Oh, yeah, so really the first thing is we want to tell everybody, man, please subscribe. If you're listening and you're getting any value out of this, or you're connecting at all, or you feel like you see potential in what we're doing, that subscribe button is so crucial, man. So smash the subscribe button. You know what I mean? It goes a long way. If you want to support, that goes a long way. So
yeah, we appreciate all the support that we currently have.
Yes.
We love you guys. So a big thing that we've been doing. We had some issues, computer issues, and we weren't uploading to YouTube for I would say almost a month, pretty close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we focused on audio, our social media, and getting a lot of back end stuff done. That was very important. That actually, we might not have been able to do as quickly as we did if that issue didn't occur. So. Right. The saying goes, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So on Anchor, great platform for podcast distribution. And currently, today, actually, we had 4 more platforms that Anchor uploaded to for us. We didn't have to do any of the work. One of them is going to be Breaker Audio, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. And actually, sorry guys, there's 5. So we're also on Apple Podcasts now. Doesn't show us on here for some reason. We'll have to figure that out, figure the kinks out. But we're actually on Apple Podcast. If you have an iPhone, check us out on Apple Podcasts, guys. TCAS TB.
Yeah. Gang. So that's like 7 total, right? So that's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, and Pocket Casts.
7 total.
Yeah, so, it's really cool to see. I mean, we go and download Anchor. And if you're in the music game at all, it's very similar to a TuneCore. If you follow Russ at all, you've heard him talk a lot about it.
Yep.
So these kind of apps are allowing you to go on, put your content, completely own your content. All you're doing is using their app. I'm sure whatever they take off the top, we could be a little more informed in that area. But right now, it's really just about, Anchor has a great reputation. We heard about it through Gary Vee, or I did at least. And so
same.
That's someone I'm going to trust. Same if with TuneCore and Russ. If I'm doing music and Russ said TuneCore is the way he got rich and owns all his music still, I'm using fucking TuneCore.
Yep.
So, Anchor's been dope, man. So yeah, it's exciting. We got our app, our phone just lit up today. Like, you've been approved for this. You've been approved for this.
Yeah,
right?
I was getting lit up on notifications today, man. It was fucking crazy. I was pumped.
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was exciting. So, and then also we released episode 9 today. On YouTube. It's going to be up on the streaming platforms here shortly when we're done with this. And, it's getting lit up on YouTube right now. Like, it's really cool to see the traction that we're gaining. Like, if you look at other platforms, and you don't want to compare too much, but, I've done that a little bit, right? You look at, I go around and search and look at other podcasts. And I've seen a couple other from Arizona that I didn't know were even existed before. Right. And you can tell it's hard to pull consistent views in that way, and it's not much, but, getting 50 to 100 views in a day off the first release That's a good thing, man. That's a lot of people, and this is a 45-minute podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not just people replaying a song.
Well, man, you know, and especially we started 3 months ago.
Right.
From nothing.
Right.
You know, we went off of people that we know, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you know, our circle,
yeah.
your family, my family, coworkers.
Right.
You know, for support, and this thing is growing. You know, it's growing slowly, but quickly also.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you know, when you're starting to create something, you gotta take satisfaction in those small wins. You know, it's huge, right? Like, if you don't take satisfaction in the small wins, you know, you're gonna have this pessimistic way of looking at things. You're gonna think it's, you know, you're not getting any ground, so you're gonna want to quit, and it's not working, and that's not true, man. 8 views in a day, 6 views in a day, 4 more views the next day, no views for the next 4 days. Then you release something back up to 15 views that day. This is the game. This is the process, the journey, man. We're having a great time doing it.
Right.
And we're seeing traction, support. We love it. So
and you know, a big part of it is too, guys, when we did have issues, you know, computer issues and all that stuff, we stayed on social media. We kept our audience up to date, and you know, that's a word of advice. Yeah, we're just starting off in this game. You know, we're not the most experienced in this lane, but we're learning, and you know, we're quick learners. Me and TCAS over here. You know, we're humble, and we learn from whoever we can.
Yes.
So, you know, a big part of it is staying active with your audience. Even if you have trouble, other platforms, Instagram, Facebook, posting on your story, you know, posting the audio instead of the video. Like, that's what we did this whole time. We kept our audience engaged, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah, yeah, just like even just being, you know, real with them. Like, hey, you know, this is what's going on. We lost a laptop, so we're taking a break for a little bit. Now we're coming back. And, you know, people see that, and they appreciate the willingness to fight through. And then also to not only do that, to come through and continue to build after, you know, said struggle that you might, you know, speed bump you might run into. So it's dope, man. So one thing I know we were talking about is, you know, I'm really excited about doing this next piece and watching this grow is the spotlight segment. You know, we did a little bit in the beginning, but I think we really now have dialed in a good way of, you know, going about it. So I'm going to announce it now. The first artist that we're going to spotlight on TCAS TV is going to be Era Harris. So this is someone who, shout out you, big dog.
Shout out.
Yeah, much love, man. I was just talking to him today. He's got a big concert tomorrow night. By the time you hear this, it'll have been in the past weekend. But Saturday, February 23rd, 22nd. And he's performing. He's got a big show. He's always performing. Very consistent grind. So much respect. He actually helped me. So, you know, I had 7:45, right?
Yep.
We were throwing events. And so
and recap, 7:45 was your
so just a quick backstory, a little context. When I was about 19, I had a job where I was on the East Coast and had a lot of time to myself in hotel rooms, and I can go more into that job later. Actually, I mean, might as well get into it a little bit. So the job I was doing is really cool. I got invited, through someone my family knew. They were like, hey, you know, my family was like, hey, Tyler needs a job, looking for a job.
Yep.
And they were like, okay, we got this project we're doing on the East Coast. Let's see what he's got. And really intimidating at first, but, you know, boom, I fly out to Philadelphia, East Coast, and we're doing, you know, Wachovia Bank. It used to be Wachovia Bank. Wells Fargo bought them out. Okay. And they used to have, for their security systems, regular VCR. VHS.
Ah, wow.
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah,
yep,
VHS,
yep.
right? Tapes. And so what we did is our job was to go over there and change the security systems in these banks from Wachovia to Wells Fargo, from VHS to DVR. And my specialty was the DVR VHS switchover. And so it's really cool. I learned it on the fly. I learned all this training on the fly. We hit all these crazy fucking banks. The banks over there on the East Coast, I mean, you're from there, so you know.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like here. They have, like, huge pillars. You walk in, you can see the vault. It's like some movie shit.
Yep.
And so it was really cool to do. And anyway, so during that journey, you know, I had my laptop out there and communicating back home with my boy Sam. And, you know, actually really quick, I'm going to check the time, and we're just going to restart so we have a fresh 12. So I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Boom diggity. So I'm out there, right, on the East Coast, and beautiful. You know, I loved
How'd
it.
you like it out there?
I
yeah.
loved it out there, man. I loved it
It's
out there
different,
so
man. Like,
much.
it's green. It's
Yeah,
green.
it's
You
green.
see the
The
colors.
On the freeway isn't walls up. I mean, the walls out here are cool, I guess. There's art on them
They're
and stuff.
cool,
yeah. But out there, yeah, it's fucking forest and trees and yellow leaves and green, you know, so dope. Purple. I remember when I first was out there, I fucking saw a purple tree.
Yep.
I was tripping, bro. I took a picture. It's still on my shit. Like, so I loved it, man. And so anyway, I'm out there with the, you know, thinking to myself and just going over, you know, what am I going to be doing? You know, I'm like in that place, 19, you know, graduated high school, did a little bit of college, community, and, you know, was out of there. So, and then I'm traveling, I'm getting this bug. I'm like, man, you know, I'm not, you know, I knew something was different. Something was out there different, you know, for me. So, you know, me and Sam, we're always chopping it up, talking ideas. And we'll have him on one day. And so we get to talking. I'm thinking to myself, like, what kind of talents do I have? You know, I've never had like a specialty talent anywhere specific as I was growing up. At least I didn't think. In hindsight, I did. I just didn't realize it at the time. But what it led me to believe and to realize is that all these people around me who had talent, I need to, that's where I need to be. I need to help them. I need to give them a voice.
Right.
You know, that's something I can bring to the table. So then I went and bought a camera, you know, a really nice Canon camera at the time, $800. And yeah, man, from there I started using that. And then me and Sam, we're talking ideas. And I tell him how I'm feeling. Like, you know, I want to give our boys a platform, our people a platform.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, all right, and we go through all, you know, go through the creative process, and we come out with 745 Entertainment. And it just represents 745 is a BMW, and it was really a status symbol, a symbol of success, a symbol of hard work, and, you know, really nice car when it first came out, that 7 Series.
Beamer, Benz, or Bentley.
Yeah, if you remember the 21 Questions video from 50 Cent in the song, you know, I'm back in my 745. It's just, it was a mogul. So, and then one of our close friends made a song named 745, and the whole theme of the song is just, you know, wanting to have a better life and pull up and not have people, you know, judge you by the way you look. And, you know, when you pull up in a nice car, people respect you more. And that's the reality. You know, it's not that that's like the goal is to have nice things to earn respect, but that's sometimes the reality, you know. And so yeah, that's why we named it that. And from there, we gave all our boys, our people, a platform. We threw fat, huge events to make sure we had everything promoted to the max, and that was it. So why did I start that story?
So yeah, I asked for a backstory on it because we're talking about Spotlight.
Right.
Spotlight and people.
Yeah. So 745.
So basically, we were talking about spotlighting people that would interest us.
Yeah.
And having them on. You were talking about an artist, Era Harris.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Era Harris helped with 745 a bunch without ever asking for payment, nothing. He supported huge. So we would throw the events. He would come out, help hand out merch, help promote, help hand out flyers, put it on his social media. You know, this is before he was making music too heavy, but he was doing it. And this is like 8 years ago. Okay. So now fast forward, I really want to, you know, bring this man on. His, you know, his hard work and dedication has inspired me. So I want to bring him on and shout him out and spotlight him. So what we're going to do with the spotlight segment, we're going to bring someone up like that, give him the spotlight. Then I'm going to put a link to one of his more recent songs in the YouTube bio. We're going to bring him up a new song every week for the next couple weeks until we have him on.
So basically, we're going to be shouting him out every episode until we have him on.
Exactly, yeah. Then we'll have him on, and that'll be more towards his album release.
Yep.
He's about to release an album called Poison, and really excited for this. So once he does, we'll have him on, and it's going to be the Era Harris interview. So anybody out there, if you're listening, go peep game. Again, the link's going to be in the description here on YouTube. So we're excited, man. I'm really excited because, you know, it's just a start. And now we'll be able to watch these artists grow. We'll be able to hear what you guys think. So it's exciting, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of talent out here in AZ. And it's crazy. It's crazy how much talent there is out here.
Yeah, it really is, man. And people just don't know yet.
Yeah.
But the culture, you know, we got a hip-hop day now. We have an Arizona hip-hop festival going 8 years in the running. So, you know.
Hip-hop culture is big, you know.
It really is,
and
man.
it represents more than just rhymes and beats.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It represents so much more than that. Or it represents hustle, dedication, you know, like soul, where you came from, who you are as a person. And that's why we're so passionate about bringing not only artists, though, you know, on the podcast, but that's why we're so passionate about this, especially you.
Yeah.
You know, because you were in that scene.
Right.
And you still are in that scene.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is a big part about you know what we're pushing and what we're doing, and trying to give these people even more of a platform.
Right. And it's not just anybody in music. You could be a small business owner, an entrepreneur, you know, whatever it may be. So, you know, comment people below. If you're listening to this and you know somebody, man, you know, I've said it before. We want to know who they are, what they're doing, and we'll look into it, and we'll spotlight anybody who, you know, we connect with in that way and we feel is doing something. So, now I know we have my little notes here. Oh yeah, Deontay versus Tyson. So I think we're good on the spotlight. Yeah. Yeah,
we're good on the spotlight. Shout out NBA YoungBoy,
my
favorite rapper. Just
wait, doesn't he
album.
have herpes?
So he might. I don't. Fuck, motherfucker.
So on the last podcast, on episode 9, not 10, episode 9, which we just released, we were trying to figure out if you had influenza or herpes.
Or herpes.
Right.
We clearly know I don't have fucking herpes.
But you had hemorrhoids.
No, I had influenza
in the ass.
type B. Fuck no, bro.
Type
God
B.
Damn, I'd be dead.
Exactly. Influenza type B for the butt. Right.
So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Influenza type B, type of
booty.
It's a type of booty, but nah, it's a virus. It's a flu.
Right. So that's what you had.
Nah,
but NBA YoungBoy
bro,
he has herpes.
On a real note, yeah, I believe he did get herpes at some point.
Yes.
But with herpes though, like the symptoms can go away.
Right.
But you technically still have the virus.
Yeah,
forever.
they just don't flare up, right?
Yeah, and then you can randomly get shit and
flare up. Yeah,
and it's fucked up.
And I think you can have sex, right? If you're not flared
up.
Sex. If you're not flared up, and you won't give it to somebody. It's only if you're flared up, and then you have sex.
Right. Your partner's less at risk, basically. Right. But almost you got to wear a condom for the rest of your life. So fuck that.
Yeah, man.
Don't get the fucking herpes.
Strap it
the
up,
bumpy
man.
bump on the lumpy lump. Don't fucking get it.
Strap it up, dog.
Damn.
That's nuts, yo. So,
legitimately.
Yeah.
No pun intended. That's nuts.
We got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder coming up. You didn't watch the first fight. I don't know what's going on. But I did show
you did show me clips.
The last two, I showed you like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah,
of that 12th round.
I've never been big into boxing, man.
Yeah, me neither. Only. I
like the technicality in it though. If they are a technical boxer, I like that shit. The skill level that takes is crazy.
Yeah, especially that, and that's what Tyson Fury is. He is the most skilled, technical boxer, heavyweight boxer.
Yeah, Floyd
on the planet.
Floyd Money Mayweather, I would say, is overall the most technical I've ever fucking seen.
Definitely a great argument for that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have people like Lomachenko, and then man, I have his name on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. It's a black dude.
Floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee.
Hey man, that's my dude right there. Yeah, man. So that fight's gonna be crazy. It's tomorrow night. Saturday the 22nd, and I'm so excited, man. Like, oh man, like that first fight I showed you, the last round.
Yeah.
Tyson was beating him up the whole time. Really, he got knocked down once, but as far as boxing and the scorecards, Tyson's way out ahead. And then he gets fucking dropped, knocked to the moon in the 12th round, right?
Gets up like a fucking robot.
Yeah, at first he was like, and then all of a sudden he looks up and
Yeah,
rises
man,
up.
that was fucking nuts. I didn't even believe you when you told me that before I watched the video.
Right.
Like, dude, he gets up and just goes.
You thought I was
boom.
exaggerating, yeah.
I was like, fuck no, bro. I was like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But
I know.
Yeah, dude, he got up like fucking God woke his ass up.
Yeah.
Bam, get up, bitch.
For real.
You ain't dead yet.
And they call him the Gypsy King.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be insane, man. Fight fans, we have a good 2 weeks coming up because then, yeah, we good. So fight fans, we got a huge 2 weeks coming up. We got tomorrow night Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder rematch heavyweight title, and then we got Yoel Romero, Israel Adesanya for the middleweight championship in the UFC, baby.
Fucking excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lit fight, and then I'm not sure. I know Ferguson and Tony just got booked for April. Did you see that? Did I send it to you? I took a screenshot
Ferguson
of it.
And Tony Ferguson and Khabib.
Yeah, my bad. Tony Ferguson and Khabib got booked for April, and Connor commented under the picture on the UFC's page on Instagram and said, "Haha, good luck, boys," or something.
Oh wow.
He's
bro.
hoping one of them.
I want Tony to fuck.
He's hoping one of them
up.
don't make it.
Yeah,
remember?
because he wants to step in.
Yeah, he wants to step in. All right, quick restart. Yeah, man. So, we're gonna see, right? Tony and Khabib. We'll see, man. I'm with Connor. I hope one of them don't make it. I think one of them won't, and Connor will step in.
Yeah, I'm against that.
I know.
I want to see something different.
Excited.
I feel like if anybody.
I mean, of
like,
course, we all want to see that fight.
Yeah.
Look, as a fight fan, don't get me wrong. As a fight fan, I want to see Tony and Khabib fight, right? Everybody does.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but then again, the Connor fan in me is like, I don't give a fuck. I want Connor to step in and fuck one of them up.
well, yeah, I mean, and that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
But
so, we'll see.
But I feel like if anybody could do it right now, Tony has the will to do it.
To beat Khabib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got the skill set to do it. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Either way,
it's interesting.
it's exciting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Want to see someone get fucked up, dog. Good times, man. So I know, really, yeah, man. I just want to chop it up a little bit. So I watched a podcast recently I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And it was Joe Rogan and then this guy Brian Greene. And so this guy Brian Greene, he's a theoretical physicist and studies theoretical string theory or something. I'm fucking that up. Okay.
No clue what that is.
Yeah, so, a theoretical physicist, and like a philosophy type guy.
So it's theoretically.
So he's also a mathematician, right? So he's
Uh-huh.
very educated, right? Really smart guy. So mathematician, and then theoretical physicist is you're talking theories, which is a lot of science. That's how it starts. People make theories,
Yeah.
and then you figure out if the math that you and what you have is gonna, if you can prove your theory, right? So it's like science 101 back in school. You have a hypothesis. You know what you think is going to happen.
And you test the theory.
You test it out.
Right.
So anyway, he comes on. He had written a book pretty recently, I guess. And forgive me, I don't have the name of the book. I don't have it memorized. But really, the interesting part of the conversation, the whole thing is really interesting. It's a mind fuck. They talk about, things like consciousness, the ability to reflect on death, that you're going to die one day.
Yeah.
And that you also, you feel like guilt, you feel sadness, all these emotions, and you can really reflect on yourself and be really self-aware and to plan for the future and all these kind of things. It's really crazy, right? It's like, how did we evolve from these primates that didn't have these things into what we are now, and what will we be in a million years from now, right? What will we evolve into then? And like I was watching even another podcast that Joe had Garrett Reisman, I believe. I think I got that right. An astronaut who worked for NASA and then for like 7 years, and then went and worked for SpaceX with Elon Musk for about 7 years.
Okay.
So when he's working for NASA, he's an astronaut, right?
Yeah,
and he's a short guy too. And people told him like, cause
I watched that.
Did you watch that one?
I watched that one, and he had to be. He was outside of the spaceship,
like spacewalking,
and like
they didn't think he could be in the suit.
They didn't think he could
Did
do
that
it.
dude talk shit to him?
There was a dude that talked shit, and then that dude didn't even get into it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So Garrett Reisman, that's exactly it. So he talked about, if you remember, that if you don't, when you're in space in the space station, if you don't run and exercise, you shrivel down, right? Your bone density gets small, it shrinks. Everything starts to shrink. And so you got to work out up there. So he said, if you don't, what would they were thinking, like, what would happen if you just never did? What would we evolve into? Right? Because what happens is he realizes the body is realizing it doesn't need this bone anymore. It doesn't need these muscles anymore. It doesn't need it.
Evolution
there's no gravity.
Evolution is over a very long time period, though.
Yeah, not in this sense.
By the definition, though.
Yeah, well, kind of. I mean, really. I don't know if it is. I don't know what the definition is. You should pull it up on your phone. And I'll keep going about this.
Well, that's just what I'm coming up off the top of my head with that. But.
Yeah, right. Yeah, neither one of us are experts. I'm reiterating something I saw on a different podcast. So
Evolution.
Whatever, but anyways, this is something that really happens. They've already documented this. Okay, when you're in space, when you come back to Earth, your bone density shrinks, your muscles shrivel up. Okay, you hear me? This is an actual thing that already happens. So if you were to leave somebody up there without working out for 2 years, they're gonna shrivel up. Like, we don't know what they would become. Obviously, nobody's ever done that.
Science, bitch.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that's what would happen. So it's just crazy to think that gravity has so much of an effect on what we look like.
Right.
On our bodies.
Right. Yeah, that is fucking crazy, dude.
Because we need these bones, we need these muscles. We have this force pushing down. It's fucking wicked, man. Wicked shit to think about. So
definition of evolution, there's two.
Okay.
The process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought to have developed and diversified from earlier forms during the history of the Earth. What? So the process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought to have developed and diversify from earlier forms during the history of the Earth.
Okay, that sounds like a long time.
2, the gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form.
Okay, so simple to more complex. That wouldn't be necessarily. Evolution. So maybe it's not evolution what we're talking about up there.
It's an effect, though.
You feel me? Yeah,
it's
exactly.
An effect.
It's just, it's the body adapting. It's adaptation. That's what it is. It's adaptation.
To your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
so,
that space
crazy.
is fucked, man. I would be scared to go out in space.
So, anyways, Brian Greene, this guy, and Joe are talking about, like, is consciousness. So this is what this guy said, Brian Greene. He said, is consciousness something that our brain is tapping into? Right? Because when you have a psychedelic experience, it makes you feel like, at least in Joe Rogan's words, that, you go somewhere else, and that maybe you leave your physical and the consciousness taps back into where it was, maybe. Right. So are you doing that? And then Brian Greene's like, or are you, is what's really happening is that a bunch of little electrons and protons, I think he used both words. It might have just been one or the other. But basically what happens is they come together and they move in a certain way like this, right? That whatever it is, and that creates something. That's how we see things, So maybe that in the right kind of form creates a sensation where, we think deeply and we self-reflect and all this stuff that comes with consciousness.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Really cool conversation. I recommend anybody to go check it out. But yeah, it was just something I was.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. Like, when you think that deep about anything, really.
Yeah.
But
it's a mind fuck.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean.
What about aliens? Because they were talking about too. So they were talking. This is maybe you could really speak to this.
I'm on the fence with that.
So look. So Joe was like, or first Brian Green said, they were talking about if there was another life form, have they observed us, right?
Right.
And Brian Green said, no, why would they want to come here? Like, and he made the analogy and comparison. We're not interested in ants, in anthills. But it's like, okay. And Joe said,
so how do we know that they're more diversified than we are?
Well, this is the thing though. Joe says that's actually the argument I buy the least, because, and the guy was like, oh wow, and he was like, because we're interested in butterflies. We are interested in ants. There's people who are experts on ants.
Right.
We're medium level experts on ants.
Right.
Okay. So
Joe argued it.
Yeah, exactly. We're interested if a monkey can sew something together or can make a tool. Yeah. We're interested in that shit. Yeah. So if there's another life form out there, they're looking at us like, holy shit, look at this beautiful planet. These people have nuclear weapons. They're bombing each other. They have drones in the air doing the work for them. Their political parties are crazy. Why wouldn't we want to observe this, right? So right. Joe made a really good point, really good argument, and it was a good conversation. And the guy was cool. He took Joe's points, and it was it was really interesting because Joe is...
He's smart, dude.
He's smart. This guy obviously is more book smart, mathematician, physicist, but Joe...
He knows when to step in.
The conversation, he's just really aware of
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
He knows when to step in, and that's the thing too that's important.
Okay, my bad. Let's check the time real quick. Say quick break.
Pause.
Tell him.
All right, quick break. Yeah, so we're back, guys. So what I was saying is, Joe knows when to step in, which is a very important communication skill. So when you're talking to somebody that really knows what they're talking about, and you really have no actual knowledge
right
about that subject,
just a curiosity.
Yeah. But you still have valid points. There's a boundary that you have to establish.
Oh man.
So you know when to step in. So you're being curious and you're kind of debating with them.
Right.
But at the same time, you're like, well, I know I don't know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that he has that skill set. So that's very important too when you're talking to somebody like that.
Yeah, and he knows what points he can debate and what points he can't.
Yeah.
Like the guy said, why would, this is his theory on it. This is his thoughts on it. It's not facts. This is he knows that this guy's expressing an opinion now, so
right,
fair play.
Yeah,
yeah. So it was cool. It was a cool conversation. Yeah, dude. So
what's up, man? What's been crack a fucking lacking?
Not much, man. Life's really good,
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah, it's like
that Drake song, "Life is Good."
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know why I can't think of how it goes right now. I would definitely sing it.
I know, man. Me either. I'm drawing a fucking blank.
I can't think of it.
And you play that song hella too.
I want to say "Life is Good," but that ain't it. Dash is digital, wasn't it? No, it's good.
Yeah, on a weekend, as usual.
Oh yeah.
Ah, fuck. I can't get it.
Oh yeah, that's it. But I can't think of the hook either. Anyways, life's good, man. We're in 2020. So I started Bulwark going on almost 3 years ago. And before that, I was living in my grandma's house and in a pretty lost place.
I think I remember that, man. I think I knew you when you were living near your grandma's house.
Yeah, because I was at Bulwark.
The little apartment gated. It was gated. You had to go through these gates and put a code in.
Yeah. Maybe you dropped me off one time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
that's when I first met you.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it was from hanging out at Wyatt's right there.
Yeah, it was me, Benny, Christina.
Yeah,
You?
Benny and Christina lived over there. Yeah,
Yep.
so yeah, you know what I mean? That's like 2017. I'm at my grandma's house, you know. I was pretty lost. Like I just got the job, which was a big win. I was really happy to get that. And before that, you know, I had spent a couple years just on a you know, not the best path and just kind of lost, and which I would love to go more deeper into one day on the podcast, but you know, it was just yeah, so that's where I was. And before that, things were going really well. That's when I had 745. You know, I started Dreams Do Come True clothing, and I was, you know, fulfilling all my creative, you know, and like what I wanted to do, that need to create and do something like that, especially after 745. Like I got the bug so hard, I couldn't even stop if I wanted to. You know what I mean? And so that's why this podcast now is so amazing, you know, it's so fulfilling. So that's why life's good right now. Like I'm doing something creatively that's fulfilling. I'm setting something up to help other people, you know, connecting with my community. You know, I now have a girl, and, you know, she's allowed me to be the male figure in her daughter's life, and as well as her dad, you know, of course, but she allowed me to also be in there. And you know, my mom's doing good, my grandma's doing good. I spent a lot of time with my grandpa lately from Puerto Rico, and he's gonna be living in Arizona now.
Ah, tight, man.
So
Yeah,
near the
tight.
end of his life, you know,
Yeah. So you get to see him.
that shit's deep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That makes me really happy. Because grandparents, you know, and I've been telling myself lately, like, I wanna make Sundays the day where I take 10 minutes to call every grandparent and say, hey, you know what I mean?
Right.
It never takes a long conversation. It doesn't got to be a long thing, and that would go so far for them. So life's good. Life's good.
Yeah.
But I know it's coming. I know, you know, with having grandparents like that, you know, life's gonna hit hard. So it's crazy to think about. But right now, life's good.
Yeah.
Positive vibes. I'm so happy. You know what I'm saying? I got you in my life. You fucking.
Yeah, man. We talk every day. I don't think there hasn't, for the past, since we started the podcast, I don't think there hasn't been a day where we don't talk, communicate.
Yeah, maybe there might be a day. Yeah, where we don't text.
Maybe here and there.
But
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, it's
know what
not.
I mean?
Yeah, it's because we were, you know what I'm saying, we're not only friends, but now we're business partners.
Yeah, man.
So, you know,
I consider you like a brother, so.
yeah, def family.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, of course. So, you know, I got a good dog.
Yep. Yeah, man. Dog's just chilling. It's like our mascot over here.
Straight up mascot,
Chilling.
Kona Bear. My G. So yeah, man. What about you?
Yeah, man. Life's good. You know, I'm still, you know, still rocking up for the car.
Yeah.
I've been procrastinating a little bit, to be honest, with getting my class done that I got to get done, which, you know, shortly I'll get that done. I have the money for a car. It's not about the money.
Right.
It's just about the fact I've been procrastinating on that a little bit.
Yeah. It's good you own it though.
Besides that though, dude, like my life has done a full like 180 in the last year and a half, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. Like I was in a really bad spot. I don't want to get into that on the podcast. I don't think ever.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think one day maybe one day you'll see the importance and who it'll help.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all in time.
Yeah. All in time, you know, maybe one day.
Same with me as well. It's an intimidating thing.
It's a little emotional.
Being vulnerable like that on the internet.
It's definitely an emotional conversation I don't really want to get into at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, 180. Yeah.
But I did a 180, man, definitely. And you know, shit's been going good.
Right.
I got my head on my shoulders. I got my money right. You know, family life is for the most part good.
Yeah.
You know, there's some reconnecting I could do with some family members, but overall, man, life is good. Definitely, dude.
Sometimes too, it's like you got to fill your cup before you can fill other people's, right?
Right.
You got to, you know, you got to. You got to put your flow. I mean,
so what the fuck is up with that beard, though? You
I know,
motherfucker.
Right? Can you guys hear it?
Holy shit. You gonna cut that fucker off or no?
What do you think the time is? I don't even know.
Oh, fuck, dude. I don't. I don't.
Let's
think
wrap
it's-
it up.
I don't think it's been that time.
Let's wrap it up. You
I'll wrap it
good?
up.
We good? Yeah, man.
I think we had some wrap up shit, but
Nah, just the neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
neighbors, right?
Shout out our neighbors.
Yep.
A couple of cool cats, man. You know, they're older. The old people, they said it themselves. We love them, though. They're so much fun. We're probably going to have them on. So look forward to that. You know, so yeah, man. And more guests coming. You know,
Yeah.
Eric Harris. We want to have our boy Elijah on soon. And so look forward to it, man. Super exciting times. Remember, subscribe, please. Hit the subscribe. If you made it this far, hit the subscribe. You know what I'm saying? More content coming. A lot more, you know, not just the podcast. So be ready, man.
It's so easy to find the fucking link, guys. It's ridiculous. On the Anchor app, the link to our YouTube is on the fucking Anchor app. YouTube,
Yeah.
TCAS TV.
Yeah. Remember,
Go to
now
our
we're
Instagram.
We're on Spotify now. We're on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Google Podcasts. So
We're on all these different platforms. Please subscribe. We appreciate all the supporters. Much love.
get it, boy. TCAS TV. We out.